When I first moved to Alaska, my whole family was saying, oh boy, this is a strange phase in his life.
I saw pictures of the place, gorgeous scenery, and then I took a summer job here and fell totally in love with the mountains, the ocean, everything. But I think what kept me here was the people.
I actually sold my car and bought a ferry ticket up here. It was my one-way ticket, but that was 18 years ago.
Once I discovered Juneau, I haven't left.
You walk out and it's an Ansel Adams photograph. The textures, the depth, the beauty, but also the awareness of its ruggedness.
You come to Alaska for the adventure, for the mystique, the last frontier. It's live and well.
So that made us want to live here, and then it was a matter of figuring out how to make a living here.
The idea of starting a brewery seemed to match and mesh what we enjoyed about our life up here. Each other, beer, working hard, and creating something.
We foolishly thought that we would get one or two large investors and then be done with it and we'd be off and starting a business. Instead, we have 88 small investors, which created a whole different dynamic to begin with. It's all about everybody making a contribution.
The crew has grown quite a bit, but we still have this kind of family feel.
I've worked here for 20 years. Marcy and Jeff just really treat everybody like they own part of the brewery. I've just always felt at home here.
We brew beers that make sense to us, always focused on quality.
People enjoy it because they could feel how much effort we put into making it as good as it is.
A lot of the beers that we make are historically based, and we try and do things just a little bit differently than maybe some other breweries do.
Our Alaskan Amber is really truly based off the Gold Rush era.
A throwback for us to where we're from, Alaska. The Smoke Porter is another beer that really was taken from history. Here we are in the last frontier, and they were making porters, turn of the century. Roast the grains to get that darkness, to be able to get the porters that they wanted. We sat there and said, okay, let's do the same thing.
We smoke the malt ourselves, and then we take that malt and we brew with it.
To impart that smoke character that was a part of those porters back during the Gold Rush days.
Here at Alaska Brewing, we have a one-barrel system. It's our research and development, where everybody has a chance to develop a recipe.
Whoever wants to pitches in and they create beers.
It's the personification of a team effort.
It kind of keeps the creative juices flowing, always trying to incorporate some Alaskan ingredient.
Award-winning beers come from our Rough Draft series.
I like the sense of place in all of our products.
Our labels play on the Alaskan dream. That imagery is real. So it kind of tells that story to people that have been here and they want to share that experience in a bottle.
When we started out really small, we only sold our beer in Alaska. Now that we sell our beer outside, when I travel and I see our beer, it's neat to think that it came all the way from Alaska and I had a hand in making it.
We've made a conscious decision to stay in Juneau. All of our beer is brewed and bottled here and shipped south. We don't want to be just a brand. We want to be Alaskan. And so everything that we make is truly Alaskan.
It takes a certain type of person to live here.
It's a lot of adventurous souls who really like to push some of the limits, push themselves.
You have to like rain. Gets a lot of rain here.
It is difficult. Materials have to be shipped in. They come on a barge. There's no road that connects with any other part of the world.
That's quite a challenge, but Alaskans are definitely up for challenges.
Those challenges, I think, also create an opportunity to do something different, do something innovative.
So we put in a CO2 recovery system. First craft brewery in the U.S. to do that.
We became self-sufficient on CO2, and we haven't bought CO2 in the last 13 years as a result.
We put in a grain dryer. We have to dispose of our spent grain somehow. Normally, farmers like it for cattle feed. Not too many farms in Juneau, certainly not enough cows. There might be one or two. Part of the production of the heat to dry the grain comes from the spent grain. It's used as a fuel. Keep doing things like that.
I think when you're in a town of 30,000 people and there are no roads in or out, you're very cognizant of how you impact others. We want to be around 100 years from now and still be a positive force in the community and a positive force for the state. Well, we started thinking that we would be tremendously successful at 5,000 barrels. The ability to be able to grow the brewery here in this community and have the community grow along with it was a big, huge help.
The nature of starting a business in Alaska really was just an extension of what Alaska is all about. There needs to be somewhat of a free spirit, a frontier.
I have to say that half the time I'm still kind of in shock. You never dreamed that anything like this would happen. It is a lot more impactful than I ever thought it would be. We just wanted to make a living up here and brew beer and have fun. It's just amazing all the things that you touch. We're doing the best we can to put Alaska in a bottle.